Welcome to day one of the MLB Draft Combine from Chase Field in Arizona. The top high school and college player prospects showcased their skills this week, giving all MLB clubs another opportunity to evaluate this year's draft class. It should be an impactful few days here in the desert. Alongside Sarah Langs, I'm Dan O'Dowd, and it's time for batting practice. So let's focus on what's happening down in the cage. Sarah, BP started now, and this is where the scouts really bear down. They're looking at presence in the box. They're looking at the balance, rhythm, and timing of the swings. They're looking at how clean a swing path is. They're looking how connected a player can be to a swing, and they're looking at the ability if they can hit the ball the entire field.
And there's so much data that comes along with BP. We've got exit velocity, which means we can look at how often the player's hitting the ball hard. In this day and age, hitting the ball hard has an actual definition. That's 95 plus miles an hour. And why do we care about that? Because in today's game, if you hit the ball hard, you're going to hit about 500 on those batted balls with a 1,000 slugging percentage. Another stat we'll look at is launch angle. And what we define as a sweet spot batted ball is 8 to 32 degrees of launch angle, basically a line drive. So I'll be looking at how often these players will be making that kind of contact as well.
You know, I think about big league players like Alvarez, Judge, Ohtani, Trout. Their hard hit ball data is crazy. Their launch angles are very consistent. And you add all the things that we're evaluating, and think about, Sarah, the pressure these young players are under right now is probably the most pressure-packed BP these players have ever taken in their careers. That's exactly what you want to see in a BP from a scouting perspective. Backspin line drives all over the field, effortless in his power to right center and left center, and tremendous balance and rhythm and timing right throughout his swing. Sarah, we're into infield play now. I have to tell you, this is my favorite part of the combine. From a scouting perspective, every time I walked into the ballpark, I'd always focused on my shortstops to begin with. I'd look at their footwork. I'd look at their body control. I look at their glove-to-hand transfer and how accurate their arms were. You know, we are an industry that loves arm strength, but it's the quickness of the ball out of the glove and it's the accuracy of the throw that's important. And I'm trying to see which of these players really check those boxes off for me.
Well, that exchange is something we can now measure thanks to StatCast, which is outstanding. In terms of metrics, obviously, we are going to focus on that arm strength, even though I agree it isn't the end-all be-all. And your shortstops are certainly the ones leading the way. Average of about 86.3 miles an hour on that max effort arm strength in 2023. Again, that's their top 10% of their throws, the absolute best of the best. And that doesn't even account for the guys like Ellie De La Cruz out here.
And, you know, it's really interesting, Sarah, if you watch the drill work that's being done. So they started balls at them, then they went to glove side, then they went to the open backhand side to really see what arm strength was. And then they finished with slow rollers, both the backhand slow roller and the ball they came in at, trying to see how they utilize their body and if they can throw from different arm angles. Let's take a look at the third base position. You know, when I think of third base, I think of Nolan Arenado. So I'm looking at first step quickness and body control, and if they can throw from different angles. So in this drill, let's focus on that. When we turn to second base, look at angle reads. The best second basemen in the game. They've got great first step quickness, and they've got great angle reads to the ball. Really sound round of infield play here. A very fundamentally sound player. Feels the ball inside his body exceptionally well. Good glove-to-hand transfer. Strong, accurate throwing arm. You know, rotationally, he's going to need some athleticism improvement, but all the parts are there to turn this kid into a really good infielder. Well, we're down to the pitchers now, Sarah, and the variety of things scouts are looking for when they look at pitcher. They're looking at, you know, how well their body works over the rubber. I talk about balance, rhythm, and timing within their delivery. They're certainly looking at arm strength. They're going to measure spin, horizontal movement, but you're really going to look at command. I mean, where the catcher's set up, can you throw the ball to that spot, you know, within the strike zone or outside the strike zone, and can you do that with multiple pitches?
As you said, already a handful of things that will be measured here. Of course, velocity. You mentioned spin rate. Something else clubs take a look at is active spin. That's what percentage of that spin rate actually contributes to movement, as opposed to just spinning but not changing the way the ball is actually moving.
And so that's why deliveries are so important. Every one of those metrics, Sarah, is tied to your ability to duplicate your unique body type. And that's why you can get a lot out of these bullpen sessions by bearing down on a pitcher's delivery. Above average. You know, I'm a big believer in looking at hand speed and arm speed, and this young man has both of that. Tremendous feel and spin on his breaking ball, something you really can't teach. Command and control was a little bit spotty, but athleticism and pure arm strength, he goes near the top of the board.